Hello everyone, you are welcome to Creative Ends platform. Today I'll be making tutorials on how to make this very rose that you are seeing in my hand. I guess it's beautiful. I made it with the Rose Gele. So I'll quickly show you the measurement I used and how I went about it. Alright, so this is the Rose Gele. I bought a complete gele. I cut it into two and then I joined it together so that I can get a very long length. So the measurement for the width is 17 inches, and then the measurement for the length is 140 inches. That's quite long, very, very long. It's long because I did not just make a single turn. I made up to 3 turns around the roses. So for me to be able to do that and have it turning round, I actually needed length. If I should work with just 70 inches, it will not be okay for me. So that was the reason I had to work with 140 inches. So if you feel that 140 inches is too much, as you will embark on this project, you can cut it off at the point you feel satisfied. But it is very good that you have enough length rather than not having enough length to do your design. All right, so you can see that it is actually 140 inches according to the measurement. So straight off, I will show you how I was able to achieve that roses. So what I did was to use my dummy head. I used the dummy head to first of all tie it like I am tying it on a client's head. So I used the dummy head to tie it just like I am fixing it on a client's head. So I did not use the 50-50 rule. I did not use the 50-50 rule. That's because I actually needed enough length on the uh, side where I'll be using for the rose. So I can't do 50-50. Though if I decide for other styles, I might do 50-50. But for this particular pattern, I did not use the 50-50 rule. So I just uh, take a part of it that I can tie or roll around to secure the gele. So after securing the gele in the position I wish we are seeing there now at the middle, then I just start going around it to create the opening I desire. So I started creating the opening. So I started creating the pleats. I started creating the pleat because if you look at what was in my hand, it was a pleat. So what I did was what you are seeing me doing now. I started creating the pleat. So while I was creating the pleat, I ensured that I kept arranging, though this arrangement will not be the final arrangement. When I'm really through with turning it round about up to 3 times that I want, then I will do the final uh, arrangement. So right now, as I keep pleating, I try to secure it, as in put it in position. If I don't do that, I might lose the shape. So if you are very confident of yourself, you can just keep pleating and using hot glue to stop it at that point. Though for me, I do not really advise that because it will not allow you to adjust when you need to adjust it. So I do not um, advise that. But if you feel you can do that, you should try it. All right, so what I did now is I have to first of all curve this part down, and then I will use my pin to secure the edge, or I'll simply use needle and thread of same color to secure that part but for the purpose of this video, I used pin to secure it. And every part where I am fixing pin now, I will visit it again, remove the pin, and then change it to thread, needle and thread work. I will not use pin. So now, one thing I will emphasize here is that the first pleat you are creating is what will be on top. The first pleat is what will be on top. So as you are creating the first pleat, as much as possible, ensure that it is very beautiful, because that is the top of your rose. Every other work that you will be doing will go down. It will go under this first pleat now. So you ensure that this very first pleat, you get it right. The remaining ones will go under. So I just want you to take note of that. The remaining ones will go under. So please take note of that. I'll be doing a lot of talking in this video. So for those of you that don't really want me talking so much, maybe I'll just apologize for that. But I'll be doing a lot of talking. I'll be doing a lot of explanation. So you can see how the pleat is coming forth, and also you can also see the position of my hand as I work on it. It's very necessary so that you don't just stand the fan. The fan ought to flow and form a circle. It shouldn't just stand. And for you to achieve that, you achieve it by arranging it, giving part of your slant down, pulling some up, pulling some down. So you arrange it that way. If you just keep folding your pleat, it will stand in a way that it will become uh, it will become shapeless, and you don't want that to happen. So you just make sure that it can curve. Of course, that's the reason I had to like put the first part down, the part I pinned down. That's the reason I have to pin it down. If I did not pin it down, then it will be difficult for me to form this circle I am trying to form now. I hope you are following, and I hope you are understanding what I am doing. And by the way, if you do not understand completely what I'm doing, of course, you have the opportunity of dropping your comment on the comment section in form of question, in form of suggestions, and I will attend to them. I will attend to them. Yes. So now I I just finished the first circle I am forming, and then the second one is going underneath the first one. I said the second pleat or circle, or the second turning, is going under the first one. It is not possible for you to form your first pleat complete and then form the second pleat on top of it. It's not possible. The second pleat will go under, and that's the reason I kept emphasizing that you should ensure that the first pleat that you created is beautiful, because that is what will determine the top of the rose. The rest of the pleat will be going underneath. The only thing that will be seen from the second and the third pleat will just be the flow of the pleating that you are creating. They will not see the top again. The only top that you will see is the first one that was created. So now that I have formed a lot of pleat in my hands, and you can see that some of the part of the pleat is getting short, exceptly under that part there, it will be necessary that you use your needle and thread and hold that part down. It will help you not to lose the style that you have already created. If you do not sew it down, you will get to a point where the short part will start pulling out of your hand, and then you will not be able to control the fan anymore. So for you to be on the safer side, it is better you use the needle and thread to hold it down before you continue turning it under the first pleat. I do hope you are following the I hope you are following the explanations and you are also understanding it. And also, you can see what I am doing. If you want to go on this project, I will advise that as you go on the project, keep playing the video. As you embark on the project, keep playing the video. As you play the video, it will help you to watch step by step what I am doing, and you might be able to achieve it, because it's not just something you watch for 1 minute and you think that the next second you'll be able to do it. You really have to pay attention to it so that you will be able to get it. Now, I know that some of you might want to ask me if it is only the Sego Gele that can be used. The answer is no. The answer is no. You can use Ashoke material to achieve it, and also you can use any damask material that is quite strong, that is strong in your hand, and that can possibly stand. There are some damask materials that are strong. It will not be as strong as the Sego material, but it will be strong enough to create these rows. And of course, it will even be more flexible for you to create the rows, and you will see the beauty that will come out of it. All right, so this is what I am doing. As I walk along, I kept arranging to make sure that the tie will not I will not drag it in a way that I will not be able to open the pleat. As you are walking along, it is possible that you will drag your tie. You will be pulling it in a way that will reduce the first length that you gave to it. So it will be best that as you keep walking, you keep checking to see that you have not actually pulled your material too much, or so much that you will not be able to open up your pleat anymore, because there's a way you pull it and the pleat you will not be able to open it up anymore. So you just ensure, you can see how my pleat is flowing. That's because I am conscious of the fact that the pleat ought to be opened and not too tight or so tight. So this is just it. This is just what I did, and I told you I turned around for 3 times. I turned around for 3 times. So this is what I did, and I turned around for 3 times. All right. So after turning around for 3 times, I used my pin to hold it to position, and then from that part I started introducing the needle and thread stitches. So I started stitching with my needle and thread so that I can keep it in permanent position. Remember that it is an auto gele, and also remember that I separated the rows, and for me to be able to separate the rows successfully, I need to arrange it, I need to sew it, I need to be able to hold it to position before I will do that. If you look at me now, if you look at my eyes now, you see that I'm very serious arranging it. That is how you need to be serious also, to ensure that you properly arrange and you get a desired flow. I always say to you, my people, that whenever you are embarking on any project, you ought to have the picture of that project in your mind. So that as you keep walking, you know where you are going. You don't just walk to say, wherever I land, I stop there. No, you have a picture of what you actually want, and then you ensure that that is where you land. You don't just land anywhere and stop. No, what do you hope to achieve? What do you want to see? And then until you see what you are expecting to see, you do not stop. All right. So you can see that from all the rubbish I have been doing, all the turning I have been turning, like I have no direction, I came up with this beautiful gele. You see what I have now. What does it take? It took my time, and it took talent. It also takes me knowing where I am going, where I actually want to stop. So that's what it takes. You understand? All right. So this is the flow. This is the flow. But this is not the auto gele. You understand? I just tied it on the dummy's head. It will not be possible for me to just fix it on my head like that. I need to be able to open up this with either I will attach my hook and loop to it. Anything that will help me to be able to remove it from my head and fix it back is what I will attach. So this is just, by the way, the second flow you are seeing there is the excess material I have after turning all my pleats and forming my roses. This happened to be the excess. So I'm just trying to show you that with that excess material, you can actually maybe just bring something outstanding like this out, and then it will just be like a different something from what every other person used to do. Though I did not work with that, I removed it. So what I'll do is that I cut off the roses from the dummy's head. I cut it off, and after cutting it off, you can see that a little piece of this sego gele now is remaining, and that is what I dropped by my leg there now, where you are seeing the dummy. But before I proceed, I need to make sure that I also secure the part that I used to cut off the gele, so that it will not start losing from there. So I turn it in the opposite direction and then use my needle and thread to sew it. So at this point now, I am very sure that my roses is intact, it's strong, it can go anywhere, it can remain like this for months and nothing will happen to it. Right. So I'll quickly take you to the sewing table, where we'll be preparing the base of the auto gele. So fortunately or unfortunately, I have very little material remaining with me, and I must create the base. So the material I have remaining with me measured 23 inches by 16. It measured 23 inches by 16. 23 by 16. Of course, you know that 23 inches is not enough to wrap the head. It's not enough. It will wrap, but it will not cross. There is a need for it to cross through the head, but it will not be able to cross through the head. So I also have some little pieces that was remaining. So that little pieces is what I am going to use to add to the length of the gele, so that I'll be able to do something reasonable, something that can go across the head. All right. So I'll just chip him a little bit of advice. When you are making your own, I will advise that um, ensure that the length that will be left is above 23 inches. You should have something close to um, let's say 30 inches. So that 30 inches or 28 inches should be enough for you to use. Is that okay? And if you cut out um, 30 inches from 140 inches, you will still have 110 inches, which will also be enough for you to turn round the roses and also be able to create the style. So it's just a piece of advice. But if you want to go the way I just showed you now, it's not bad. You just have to follow it step by step. All right, so I started by attaching the handle to it. Now this is not a normal gele that I will bet from the back. I'm not going to bet it from the back. I will bet it from the front. So but because this material is not long enough for me to use to bet it at the front, that's why I'm actually adding the handle that you are seeing there. But it is meant to bet it at the front, so please don't forget that it is for the front. So I'll just fold in about 3 inches, and that's what we have seen. And then now I will attach uh, the hook and loop that I'll be using to open and close it on it. I will attach the hook and loop that will enable me to open it and close to it. So to do that, you can see that I simply use my chalk to mark the parts I will be putting the hook and loop. And how did I get to that point? I first of all cross it the way I want it, and then I use my chalk to mark that post, that part, and then put the hook and loop, and that's what you are seeing there. And that is the front and not the back of the gele. So the next thing I'm doing is I'll just move up by about 7 inches, 7 inches, and then I'll use my needle and thread to create loose stitches, which will allow me to like form, make it like a turban. It will allow me to create it like a turban. So right now I'm using the needle and thread to create that part. So what will happen is that the 7 inches that I am leaving will create an opening that will now allow it to pass through my head without stress. And then the hook and loop will allow me to uh, fix it on my head to become the size of my head. So this is it. The base is ready. Then I will just simply attach the prepared roses to it, either by sewing it through the front the way you see me doing now, or I'll turn it to the back and just simply flip the cap over and then sew it from there. So with that, I will not need to pass my needle in and out of the roses, but I'll just pick a part of the roses to fix it to the base of the cap. Now I went about this video this way because I want you to understand every bit of the video. So that's why I'm actually doing a lot of explanation. I'm even tired of talking. My throat is dry. I want to drink water because of the talk safe. So please, if you are watching this video and it's your first time visiting my channel, please do not forget to subscribe before leaving this channel. And also please do not forget to recommend this channel to other persons that are interested in creating their own content. So please do not forget to recommend this channel to them. All right, okay, so now I am done fixing the roses to the base. The next thing that I will be doing is that I will fix it on a dummy head. I'll fix it on a dummy head for you to see. You understand? I can't wear it because um I am not dressed. The dummy is beautiful enough to wear it for you to see. So I will just put it on the dummy's head so that you can access the beauty from the dummy's head. So right now I am done talking. I am done with the explanations. I do hope you actually enjoyed today's tutorials. I will see you in my next video. And okay, so this is how it look on the dummy's head. This one will shut down occasion, as in who they talk, who is there, is going to shut down the occasion when you enter into an occasion like this, now you carry the day. You understand? So this is it. It's beautiful. It's wow. It's wonderful. Even the dummy can smile because of this style now. All right. So do have a nice day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now. And please subscribe, 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 subscribe.